The supposed final showdown between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers, which we've been looking at for decades at this point, culminates with Halloween Ends. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my spoiler-free review for the new film, Halloween Ends. This is in theaters right now, or you can stream it on Peacock as well, if you've got that streaming service. I imagine it's probably better and more fun to watch it in a crowded theater, like a lot of horror movies, but if you don't want to do that, you have the option to check it out at home as well. And this is the third in what's, the latest trilogy of Halloween. However, it really goes, that Halloween 2018 movie, and then they had Halloween Kills last year, and then now Halloween Ends. Halloween 2018 went directly from that first Halloween movie in the 70s and basically, negated everything that came between. But if that's the case, to me, that's really 4 movies. That's a quadrilogy. If you do the original Halloween, then Halloween 2018, and then the next 2. But whatever, because they've all been directed by David Gordon Green. Jamie Lee Curtis returned as Laurie Strode, so fine, okay, we'll call it a trilogy. But anyway, before we get into the specifics of this movie, I do want to welcome you to Dan Reviews It. Thanks for finding this video. Tons of movie and TV reviews on the channel to check out, and I would love it if you'd consider subscribing down below there, or just like or comment. That all helps the metrics for my channel as well. So my history with this franchise is as follows. I've seen the 3 movies in this latest franchise, the latest trilogy, as they are calling it. I did not grow up on horror movies. I was not allowed to watch them. And over the years, I've seen some of the old classics. I've seen, some of the Nightmare on Elm Street, the original Friday the 13th I've watched. But I still have never seen the Halloween films up until the latest ones. So 2018 was the first one I saw. And I really liked it. I thought it was very well done. I think I gave it probably a B or a B+, somewhere in that fairly high range. And then the second one came out, which was a good bit worse, very average. I did a long-form review with my buddy Joe on that one. And I would say that was, I think, a C+ or something, or maybe even a C, if I'm remembering that right. Big diminishing return there from the first. And then this one, I have mixed feelings about, but they are mostly in the more negative column. So the storyline here is we, of course, have Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode returning. And this takes place a few years after the events of the last film. And essentially, people are in Haddonfield still, trying to come to terms with what has happened in the latest Michael Myers massacre of a few years ago. And I guess, spoiler for the last movie, Halloween Kills, where the Judy Greer character dies, who was Laurie Strode's daughter. So now Laurie Strode is raising the granddaughter, who is played by Andy Matashak. And she happens to be dating this social pariah, this big outcast in the town, played by Rohan Campbell. His name is Corey in the movie, because he, I don't know if I want to do, it happens in the very first scene, but let's just say something happens that really makes him out to be a villain to this community. And so he's kind of a pariah. He's bullied by some kids at school, and the townspeople are going up to Laurie all the time and complaining to her about, oh, you brought Michael Myers here, you bitch, the classic tropes. And so this is more actually a story about him, and sort of questioning, okay, well, is he Michael Myers Jr.? Not really, but is he sort of taking over the torch, carrying that torch for the Michael Myers character? Because Michael Myers is very, very little in this movie. In the Halloween Kills, I had said, well, it's so silly to have Jamie Lee Curtis come back as Laurie and have her be in a hospital bed for the bulk of your movie. Why would you do that? Why would you, sideline her? Well, now they've gone even a step further. They've sidelined Michael Myers in a Halloween movie. And listen, this is, I think, the main issue I had with the film, is that it takes on too many different things. First of all, there's 4 writers on here, which is, my buddy Joe always says that's kind of the kiss of death for a movie. And you can tell that there's sort of things tugging from every direction, because there's a lot of things that just, it's not that they don't make sense, it's just tone-wise, I don't think it makes sense with a Halloween film, B, a slasher film, and C, within this particular film. There's a lot about sort of the romance between the two of them, and there's a lot about sort of just like a high school drama type thing, and I don't know, maybe some morality stuff about what does it mean to be an evil person, and that kind of thing. But the problem is, and there are some cool kills in this movie. I'm not sure if it's necessarily things we've never seen before, but by the time we get to the end, which is, the big showdown, the big climax between Laurie and Michael Myers. Okay, great. We've been waiting for this. We've been expecting this. But at this point, we're now an hour and a half, maybe, into an hour and 50-minute movie, and Michael Myers has barely been in it. So, we have this showdown, which admittedly is cool, and I liked it. I think it pales into comparison to that first movie, for sure, the 2018 version. But I still enjoyed watching it. It was still cool. But at that point, it's like, well, all of this other like teenage drama stuff happened and whatever. And not a lot of people end up getting killed. Like compared to the last movie, which again was average, I think, but almost the whole town, is on watch here and about to get murdered, and many of them do. The death count here seems quite small for a Michael Myers movie, especially for like the last hurrah. And look, do I believe that this is the last Halloween movie? Of course not. I would be an idiot if I believed that. However, they certainly, I think, bring this particular version of the character to a successful close. So I do think this is probably the last Jamie Lee Curtis Halloween movie. And maybe I'm being naive there too, but I think, that's a strong possibility. Although Laurie is sort of writing a book in this movie about the experience, so who knows, in 10 years, maybe we get, oh, now I'm going on the book tour and there's a copycat killer out there, or whatever it is. Although, I don't know, it's sort of, is this Corey person, is he sort of representing a copycat killer in this version? Maybe, I don't know. I think we'll leave it there. Why don't we grade it here? So, the first movie, like I said, in this particular trilogy, I gave, let's say, a B+. It was somewhere in that range, B or a B+. Second movie, let's say, I gave that a C+. Again, maybe a C, but I think maybe it was a C+. So let's put this one down another step. This is not the worst horror movie I've seen this year. I've given some D's and some F's as well, but for the franchise, I think it's unfortunate. I think it goes out with a whimper rather than a bang. I leave Halloween Ends with a D+. All right, thank you for watching. There's a lot more Halloween-themed and scary movie reviews to come in the next couple of weeks. A lot of new ones coming out both in theaters and on streaming, so look for those on my channel. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.